Senator Grassley.
Before I go to my statement, listening to you, I believe I can summarize by saying I don't believe there's any differences between your concern and my concern on this issue, and so I'm glad to have that working relationship on this issue. As we examine drone technologies, we continue our efforts to properly balance innovation, privacy, and public safety. There are tremendous benefits to society from drone technology. The technology can help first responders quickly identify the nature and scope of, example, a forest fire or natural disaster. It may help police respond more quickly in cases involving hostage rescue, missing children, child abduction. With drones carrying advanced technology that provide facial recognition, license plate recognition, biometric recognition, important investigative leads can be pursued rapidly. An area where drones may be of particular use is in helping secure our vast borders. Drone technology is now becoming part of a larger border security strategy. Drone technology can help increase our security on the borders while reducing the cost to our taxpayers. The government has a heightened interest in protecting the borders, and the Constitution allows greater use of surveillance at points of entry. So I plan to continue discussions with Homeland Security about their use of this technology and make sure that we're maximizing it. On the civilian side, many questions about drone technology remain. Drones can go almost anywhere and can maintain surveillance, sometimes with some equipment for days. They carry sophisticated technology, greatly enhancing surveillance. The potential benefit to drone technology is limited only by imagination, but we must always remember that the power of new technology creates greater responsibility to respect the privacy of our citizens. While drones can expand the reach of a criminal investigation, they can also create an increased risk of invading privacy. We need to make sure that we have sufficient legal safeguards in place to promote innovation while balancing public safety and the privacy of law-abiding citizens. We should carefully consider what government can constitutionally do, but as a matter of policy, we should go further, and we should examine what limitations are appropriate to protect our privacy. Just because the government may comply with the Constitution does not mean that they should be allowed to constantly surveil like Big Brother. The thought of government drones buzzing overhead, monitoring the activities of law-abiding citizens, runs contrary to the notion of what it means to live in a free society. The Fourth Amendment prohibition on unreasonable searches and seizures has a consistent meaning, but the tests for determining whether Fourth Amendment rights have been violated have changed as technology changes. For more than 40 years, a physical trespass was necessary. For more than 40 years after that, the inquiry has been whether an individual's reasonable expectation of privacy has been violated. The recent Supreme Court case of U.S. versus Jones examined whether advanced technology is so intrusive that it becomes a trespass in violation of the Fourth Amendment. That case is a good starting point for discussion on drones. Example, innovations in communication technology such as mobile devices have exposed formerly private information to public scrutiny. Information once closely guarded is now easily accessible via the internet on simply handheld mobile devices. These developments and the ability of drones to provide unprecedented surveillance may lead to new standards establishing Fourth Amendment violations. The use of drones for law enforcement also raises a new challenge for prosecutors. Both the chairman and I have at times referred to the famous speech of Robert Jackson delivered as he was Attorney General. In that speech, Jackson pointed out that it is possible to find at least a technical violation of criminal law on the part of almost anyone. Good prosecutors will use these powerful new surveillance tools wisely. However, not all prosecutors are as responsible as we expect them to be, and our oversight responsibilities will be even more important as technology evolves. I've always I've already started asking questions. Example, last June, when the Attorney General appeared before the committee, I asked him whether the department was using or planning to use drones for law enforcement purposes. To date, I haven't received an answer. This, even after another appearance before us this month. It's very important that the American people know whether and how the Justice Department is going to use these machines. Failure provides answers about the use of these technology is very concerning as well. It may well be subject for further legislation. That's something that the chairman and I obviously will discuss. That is why today's hearing is so important, to answer questions. And not all of these questions I can give you because don't have time. But whether we draw the limit regarding the use of drones by government agencies, where do we draw that line? Under what circumstances do we require search warrant? Should police use drones only for surveillance? Should local governments be allowed to use drones to search for traffic violations and building code violations? Should the federal government use drones to allow follow around disability claims to see whether they're fraudulent? What reasonable limitations are appropriate for where and when to use drones? Additionally, in examining the use of drones by the government, Congress also needs to examine the reasonable use and limits of drones by private citizens and the private sector. Where do we draw the line in balancing the media's rights under the First Amendment with the citizens' rights to be protected from invasion of privacy? Another area to examine is the innovative use of drones. And so coming from a rural state, as the chairman does, we have a lot of agriculture. Drones can be used by farmers to provide bird-eye view of a field and help a farmer survey crops more quickly for early signs of pests or disease. Drones may be able to spray crops to maintain their vigor, check livestock, prevent theft of crop, livestock, and equipment. These are all time-saving and cost-saving benefits to agriculture, but no farmer would appreciate government drones constantly flying overhead, playing the role of Big Brother. And no one wants drone technology to end up in the hands of a harassing neighbor, child predator, stalker, drug dealer, violent criminal, or terrorist. These are challenges we face in our effort to properly balance innovation, privacy, and public safety, and this is a very appropriate hearing for this committee to have. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for your leadership.